What's up, my beautiful freedom-loving friend? I know you and I have at least many things in common. One of them is we're allergic to corruption. Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, where we call out lies, hypocrisy, and corruption from tyrants. I want to watch with you today a Russell Brand video. Russell Brand, I don't watch all his videos, but I love the guy. When I watch a video of his, I think he's super insightful, super inquisitive, and I think he's become one of the more important voices in our world today because he spends a lot of time himself calling out lies and corruption and hypocrisies of the tyrannical regime in the world. And I think he does it with exquisite insight and great wit and humor too. So there's a video of his. I haven't seen it yet, but the thumbnail, you just got to see this here. It's of Joe Biden wearing a Make America Great hat again. I said that wrong. Make America Great hat again. Whatever, you know what I'm talking about. So how can we not take a look at this together? And the title of the video is You Gotta Be Effing Kidding Me. So let's dive in together, my friend.
Riddle me this. If MAGA extremists are so dangerous, why have the Democratic Party spent $53 million funding their candidate?
Fair
Hello
question.
there, you 5.9 million awakening wonders. Thank you for joining me on this.
Awakening Wonders. Did he steal that from me? Because I'm awakened with JP. Dude, it's a sign of a narcissist when you see someone else like use a term that you kind of use. You're like, you stole that. That word didn't exist until I said it. Kidding.
Voyage towards truth, Hare Krishna. Assalamu alaikum. Hallelujah.
All the things.
Secular greetings to you all. I love you, I welcome you. Isn't it hard to be alive in this crazy world? Isn't it difficult to deal with your personal pain and social complexity at this time of crumbling illusions? Whether it's in my country, the United Kingdom, where we're confronted with the nature.
I think that's so true. We're living in a world of crumbling illusions. That can be scary. But when we realize, oh, what's crumbling? Oh, what we thought was so stable. It's one, just illusions. And two, illusions may be built largely on the foundation of corruption. So in that case, the crumbling of the illusions, it's like, yeah, it's not bad. It's like setting us free.
Of power in a monarchical system, or your country, the United States of America, where you are confronted with the ghoulish and ridiculous spectacle of Joe Biden conducting an oddly fascist Star Wars rally backlit in red with stormtroopers. This is new fist-pumping Joe Biden, by the way, a man who could shake himself into, well, not an early grave.
Did he just insult our president? Well done, Russell. It's a great insult.
It's already a bit late, let's face it, but to shake himself into a grave.
We beat Farmer this year!
Whilst condemning Make America Great Again candidates and mentality, while the Democrat Party continues to fund MAGA candidates. What does that mean? What does that mean about...
I didn't know about this. The Democratic Party is funding MAGA candidates? Huh. I don't know about that. Tell me more, Russell.
The integrity of the Democrat Party, the integrity of American politics more broadly, and does it give you any hope that there's anyone out there that's fighting for you, for your rights, for your family, for you as an individual, for your community? Forget your individual and collective personal and political views. The system doesn't care about anything, it seems. It's a bundle of self-sustaining hypocrisy.
We must be honest
A bundle of self-sustaining hypocrisy. Yeah.
with each other.
Yes, we must be honest with each other. Let's start there. As primary season comes to a close, Democrats have spent more than $53 million to boost far-right Republican primary candidates in 9 key states as part of a controversial
election strategy. Sorry, I cut him off there. This is interesting. My first take on this is the corrupt Democrats. They're obviously not all corrupt, but the corrupt Democrats are saying, man, these Republicans are really going strong in the polls. We kind of look like dog poop because we are dog poop. So what if we get some of our people installed as Republicans, because people are wanting to vote for Republicans a lot right now, and then when those Republicans that are truly our people get elected, then that'll be the same as us getting elected because it's us getting elected. I don't know if that's where this is going, but that's my first suspicion.
Election strategy, despite publicly screaming about the threat posed to the US by such would-be office holders. Now, even if you take this in the most optimistic way, and this is it as far as I can see, let me know in the comments below if you can think of a more optimistic one. The Democrats believe really sincerely in their policies and their ideology. They believe they must be in power in order to save America, and therefore funding far-right candidates in order to create a worse perception of the Republican Party and therefore beat them is the best thing to do. But while I find myself trying to unpack...
Very optimistic. I like how he can practice having such an open mind to like give them the benefit of the doubt in this thought exercise.
And unravel that ridiculous web, I find myself thinking, surely it's easier and better to just genuinely, transparently, and overtly represent the public. In some races, Democrats have spent more than 30 times what the GOP candidates were able to scrape together themselves, according to Washington Post analysis. We only spent 30 times what the actual parties spent.
Am I going bald? Well,
See,
Too much of what's happening in our country today is not normal.
I'll give you an example of not normal. Funding what you call far-right MAGA candidates in order to alter the perception of the Republican Party, while giving this wacky, weird speech, while continually engaging in dishonest rhetoric that lacks authenticity and integrity. Whatever this isn't what politics should be. This cannot be the vision of the Founding Fathers. And I bet the vision of the Founding Fathers has problems when it comes to the complexity of an evolving society and changing perceptions around race and people's rights and, like, you know, abolition. Let's take one bloody example. But even with all those caveats, do you think that they ever imagined, let's get away from this married monarchy in Britain and then let's just set up a thing where we fund the bad candidates in the other party? It's just become a mad joke.
and it's not normal. It's common now, but he's right. That's not normal. Contrasting Biden's little speech on normal.
It's a spectacle. It's an illusion. That's why this visual image is so informative, because there's nothing real about it. And certainly, I don't think you can condemn anyone for anything when the best you're offering them are show trials, spectacles, empty rhetoric, and forgetful handshakes and an inability to make your way gently down a staircase.
There's a lot of those. No one there, Joe. Yeah, go over here. Dude, he's probably sprinting top speed. Dude, how creepy is it when Biden walks, he barely moves his arms. He's got two arms, allegedly.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
I think we're in such an extremist state, and what I mean by extremist is there's nobody in the entire political sphere that's speaking for ordinary people in a way that can be implemented. I know there are voices within probably both parties, populist voices on the right and progressive voices on the left. But in terms of these are the policies that are going to make your life as a person that was affected by the 2008 crash easier. We can see what's continuing to happen. The state is getting more and more ability to regulate. Corporations are getting wealthier and wealthier. There's been a wealth transfer during the time of the pandemic. No one's meaningfully regulating Big Pharma. It was revealed that the price caps Biden's introducing will not affect the pharmaceutical industry.
Just real quick on that note, Russell Brand showed a clip at the very beginning of this video of Biden having some kind of disorder while he was at the mic talking, saying, "We beat pharma this year." Did you? Your policies helped them achieve record profits? Good job beating them, Joe. And thinking we're dumb enough to believe what you're saying.
Industry. Everything is about appearance and spectacle. Nothing is about integrity, authenticity, meaningful change, empowerment of ordinary people.
But there's no question that the Republican Party today is dominated, driven, and intimidated by Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans, everybody. Down, 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 like it's NSYNC or something. Like, it's been said, hasn't it, before, that the Democrat Party's best weapon is the divisiveness of a figure like Trump, and now Trump isn't at the forefront of American political life, although some say he might stand in 2024 if the FBI investigations ultimately permit that. The fear of a kind of demonic Republican Party is valuable for galvanizing and mobilizing the traditional Democrat core. So instead of what you could do, and what I imagine would be a sensible thing to do, creating a political movement that says, look, if you're a blue-collar American, no matter what race you're from, we're going to make America better for you by taxing corporations a lot more, creating fairer systems in a variety of ways, looking for ways to implement the principles that this country was founded upon, which is individual and community freedom and acceptance of diversity, whether that diversity means a very traditional background or a very progressive outlook. We're going to find ways of accommodating that. We're certainly not going to just operate at the behest of big corporations the world over and use the mainstream media as a funnel for those views and prevent you having it. There are things you can do, but what they are doing is funding extreme, inverted commas extreme, candidates within the Republican Party so that they've got patsy opponents that they can straw man knock over on the way to technical victories. No.
Oh, I see what he's saying now when referencing the, what was it, $30 million or $50 million the Democrats have spent funding their political opponents. I think what he's saying here is they're funding basically super weak candidates, but trying to get them to get like whatever the GOP nomination for whatever the office is, so that their strong Democratic candidate has an easier time winning the election. You probably got that way earlier than me, but I'm a ginger. Sometimes our brains don't function normally. I did just notice Russell Brand is wearing flowers, like a flower necklace. I didn't see that before. Did he just put that on?
No ideology there. Isn't it meant to be, we're here to serve the people of America? What's the best thing we can do for the American people? Where the fuck is that dream gone? Facing an
I like that passion. And I feel it too.
unfavourable midterm environment, Democratic campaign organisations have propped up fringe candidates in California, Colorado, Illinois, Maryland, Michigan, Nevada, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania and Virginia. But otherwise okay? Betting that their chosen contender will be easier to beat in November. Most of the money's been...
You saw me crack the code here first before that was literally spelled out in this New York Post piece he's referencing. So I want brain cell credit. Just send me some brain cell coin.
Been used to fund TV commercials aimed at Republican voters that often tout the candidate's hardline anti-abortion views and support for former President Donald Trump's claim that the 2020 presidential election was stolen from him by a voter fraud. Dividing people at a time when every sensible person talks about ways of bringing people together is unconscionable, I think.
That really is just a tactic of division. That is kind of gross.
Making the situation seem worse. Stoking fear. There's no doubt there's racism. There's no doubt there's bigotry. Don't make it worse. Make it better. Work to create a society where people say, look, you're different from one another, but can you leave one another alone? Can we find ways of loving one another? Can you accept that within one single family, you're going to find people with all sorts of different ways of being human? Can we get beyond this and actually start focusing on what the real problem is? Centralized establishment, elite power that does not afford real democracy to ordinary people. No, we can't focus on that because otherwise it would fuck up our gig. In all, Democrats
F up a lot of their gig.
Democratic campaigns or outside groups have interfered in 13 primary races across the 9 states. In at least 7 of those nominating battles, Democrats have outspent their preferred candidate. So the Democrats are spending more money on the Republican Party than the Republican Party. Wow. So when I say things to you like these two parties are the same, they support one another, it doesn't make any difference. Here's a quite concrete example of that. Joe Biden on a stage as if he's giving out medals to Chewbacca and Princess Leia. Meanwhile, his own party is funding the very thing that he's condemning as the biggest problem in the country. That's like finding out that Darth Vader was being funded by Princess Leia. And don't tell me that's true, because I'm not ready.
That is a hell of an analogy to land this. If Darth Vader was funded by Princess Leia, that's what the Democrats are doing by funding these Republican fringe candidates. Talk about a dirty, devious thing to do. If they were doing that, like publishing it all over the place, here's what we're doing, it wouldn't work. But them keeping it under wraps, I mean, that's like the definition-ish of deviousness, lies, deception. That's the word. That feels more spot on. Very deceptive.
Who's behind that mask? A fucking Ewok? Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee Chairman Sean Patrick Maloney insisted last month that the organisation had been doing our job by meddling in Republican primaries. What kind of job is that, though? What does that mean? Let's turn to someone that will guide us and help us. The Vice President. Not the most powerful person in the country. We've seen that guy. I've given up on him. Let's move now to the second most powerful person. Vice President Kamala Harris.
Is the Democratic Party making a mistake here by, those people could win if you're not careful?
I mean, listen, I'm not going to tell people how to run their campaigns. I ran in terms of statewide office.
Would you have done this? Would you have done this? Is this something you'd be comfortable
I'm not going to
with?
tell people how to run their campaigns, Chuck.
Wow, that's a professional politician that won't condemn a practice that is at best ridiculous and at worst nullifying the entire point of the democracy that she purports to be a part of.
And I know that it is best to let a candidate, along with their advisors.
It's not like toddlers having a fight and you don't know how to intervene. Well, just let these campaigns and these Congress people solve their own. They're not children. This is meant to be a political system that's about integrity and faith. You should read some of the things that are written behind them when they're campaigning, like from the Constitution. They should read some of the pledges. They should read the things that are on police badges. Protection and service and values and God bless America. What does any of it mean if this is the reality? Can we extract ourselves from this parasite mind we've been invited to participate in and see the truth of our political systems? Is it possible for us to awaken? Is it possible for us to truly imagine new systems, new versions of ourselves, new versions of the United Kingdom, new versions of America? Or are we all just too drained and weary now?
Let them make the decision based on what they believe is in the best interest of their state.
It's not in the best interest of their state. It's in the best interest of the Democrat Party and the Democratic Party's ongoing relationships with lobbyists and corporate funders. That's what it is. You know that by now. You told us. You have helped educate.
I love Russell Brand. He sees and he articulates what he sees so well. It truly helps illuminate my mind. Not that I do a group think and like, oh, Russell, tell me what's true. But I don't do that with anybody, but I always want to consider new points of view to inform what feels most true to me.
Educate us about your political systems. You've helped us to understand better what's going on in America and the degree of corruption that's prevalent and presented as normal, not even embarrassing and shameful. It's possible for Joe Biden to stand there, backlit like the emperor, and say that fascism's a bad thing. Fascism, by his own definition, that he and his party are funding. If that's not a hypocritical system, I don't know what is. And maybe I don't know what is. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Give this video a thumbs up.
Hell yeah. And if you haven't subscribed to Russell Brand's YouTube channel, I love being subscribed to it, checking out his videos. My guess is you will too. I mean, to me, he just brings the fire. He brings insight. He brings vision. He brings an exquisite portrayal of what's going on. So with that said, thank you for watching this video with me. I feel more informed. I feel like I learned something. I was entertained. I love being able to watch things like this with you. So most of all, thank you so much for being on Team Humanity with me. I think this is a special time in the world. It's a very important time, and that's what makes it so special. So let me know what you thought of this video in the comments, and I'd love to see what you have to say. And until next time, stay free, my friend. Which, by the way, I think Russell ends his videos by saying stay free. One of us should sue the other. Or we're both brilliant minds. Or we're both demented minds. I don't know. But stay free, my friend.